Hello, and welcome to this edition of What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that does not go gentle into that good news cycle. I'm your host, Martin Ganipolar, and I'm glad to be back with you again. This week we begin in the House Judiciary Committee hearing in the Capitol. This is the place where the articles of impeachment will be debated and written before the actual trial is convened by the U.S. Senate. Most of the facts of the case were collected by the House Intelligence Committee. This committee will meet publicly with the Judiciary Committee this coming Monday. As to the Ukraine shakedown, the facts have been clearly deduced, but it doesn't take a Sherlock Holmes to piece together this case. It is, in fact, elementary, my dear Watson. You see, the perpetrator has already confessed to his crime in the national media. Yeah. Our Nobel Prize-losing leader told us that he indeed asked Ukraine to investigate the Bidens, itself an impeachable offense. But then he doubled down and asked the Chinese to do the same from the South Lawn of the White House. Of course, between beating up protesters in Hong Kong, beating us in the trade war, the Chinese were way too busy to play Trivial Pursuit with our president. The Republicans on the committee spent most of the hearing yelling about points of order and due process to cross-examine witnesses and review documents. Yeah, that would be great, except for the witnesses have been forbidden by the president to answer subpoenas, and the documents ordered have been withheld by the executive branch. You want due process, guys? Start by telling the witnesses to comply with the subpoenas. On Wednesday, 3 eminent constitutional law professors, and Jonathan Turley, spoke eloquently about what impeachment is and how it works. My takeaway was, if a president uses his or her office to gain advantage either politically or financially, it's the duty of Congress to impeach him or her. End of story. Professor Pamela Karlan illustrated it this way. If you're a governor of, say, Louisiana or Texas, and a big hurricane hit your state, you'd request emergency assistance. Now, imagine the president calls you back saying, "We intend to send the help. We'd like you to do us a favor, though. Just hold a press conference saying the Democrat running for senator in your state is a crook." A lot of people saying he is. Many of you may be wondering why, in the face of overwhelming evidence, the Republicans still defend Dirty Donnie. I have a theory on that. I know. Surprise, surprise. Over the past 3 years, most of these guys have received large contributions to their re-election campaigns or super PACs. As we know, Giuliani's 2 Ukrainian buddies, Lev and Igor, were busted for making these kinds of payoffs on behalf of wealthy oligarchs. It's called strawman contribution, and it's illegal. So if the press can find out where all that campaign money came from, it would probably implicate most of the Republican Party. We'll keep our eyes open for that, and of course, report back on the impeachment hearing in days to come. Next, we head down to Argentina, known for its rolling prairies called Las Pampas, and its 30% inflation called La Mierda. What it's not known for is golf. But nonetheless, the PGA Latinoamericano was played there this year, and among the pro golfers on the leaderboard was 25-year-old Brandon Matthews. He had advanced his position to the point where he could enter the prestigious Tour de Mexico Open. At this moment, he found himself in a sudden death playoff match where he was facing an 11-foot putt. If he landed the shot, he would keep his guaranteed slot in the Open. If he missed, he'd be as done as an overcooked bistec argentino. Just as he was preparing to make the shot, a spectator shouted from the gallery and it disrupted his concentration and he missed it. Matthews went back to the locker room, disappointed, thinking the worst, that someone had distracted him on purpose. And then the tournament administrator approached him and told him what had happened, who had screamed. It was a middle-aged man with Down syndrome who had gotten so excited over the match he couldn't keep himself from reacting. Immediately after hearing this, Matthews asked to meet the fan. He said, quote, "I was around mental disability growing up, and I have a soft spot for it in my heart. Those are really special people." After they were introduced, Matthews offered the man a signed glove and gave him a hug. Matthews said, "I just wanted to make sure he had no hard feelings, that he didn't feel bad about what happened. I didn't want anyone to be mad at him. I didn't want him to be mad at himself. I wanted to make sure that he knew I wasn't mad. That's all I wanted to do. Some things are bigger than golf," he told reporters, and this is one of them. Thank you for your compassion, Mr. Matthews. We wish you a long and successful career. And that wraps up this edition of What the Hell Just Happened. Please come back next week for more news. Bye for now.